It is sad. I just had to record to nobody. Now I'm going to be back to recording to nobody. Teaching nobody.
Record to us right before you stop. And we'll
Okay. So today it's all about point slope form. I love writing equations in point slope form. If I have to write an equation, this is my go-to. So in order to write an equation in point slope form, you need a point and you need a slope. And like I said, we're going to be doing this for the next 3 to 4 school days, which could get us into like 2 weeks worth. So point slope form, this is what it is right here. It's y minus y1 equals m, and then x minus x1. These are the 3 pieces of information that you need in order to write these equations. So I'm going to like color code this a little bit so that it helps. It's nice that it's written out for you, but I like to color code it so you really see exactly where you're plugging numbers in. So y will stay a normal y, and then you have minus. y1 is where you're plugging in for. And then you have an equals. M you're going to be plugging in for. And then you have a parenthesis. X minus, and then x1 you're plugging in for. So anything in pink, you actually will be plugging a number in for those values. So I'm going to jump right straight into examples because I think sometimes it gets confusing if I try to really go into what this all is. Let's just show you really what you're going to be doing today. So for number 1, in these examples here, it says write the point slope form of the equation for each line. So this is the point slope form. You need to know your m, which they give you m right here to be 7. And you need to know x1 and y1. And they give you the point right here. When they give you a point, it goes x, y. So the x1 is 0 and the y1 is -2. So now that you know what m, x1 and y1 are, you can plug those values into your equation. So we have y minus y1 is -2 equals, I'm just taking these values and substituting them in. Hold on, I'll get to that point. Equals m, which is 7, and then parentheses, x minus, and x1 is 0. 7 is m. 7 is m. Yes, Atreyu.
Do you have to put that negative sign because it's already a minus?
I do. I have to because I'm subtracting -2.
Yeah, but before you told me that you don't have to add that because the subtraction sign is already a negative.
Well, this is y minus whatever y1 is. So I'm subtracting y1. So minus, and then y1 is -2. So yes, you do have to write it. But what is a double negative actually turn into? A positive. So actually you should write this as y plus 2 equals 7, x minus 0. You cannot leave it as minus a negative.
Why?
Because that you just can't, like minus a negative is a positive. And that's all you're doing today. Write these equations, move on to the next one. Write the equation, move on to the next one. They're not all going to be this easy, but you're just writing equations today. We'll get to number 5 here in a second. I want you to try number 4 on your own. Try number 4 on your own. Number 5 is a different type of problem, so. All right, so they gave you m to be 2/3, and then they gave you your point. So the -12 is your x1, and the -24 is your y1. So then when you go to plug in, you do y minus y1 is -24 equals m is 2/3 parentheses x minus x1 is -12. So the minuses that I have in blue here, those are part of the equation. The negatives with the numbers, like the negative 24 and the negative 12, those are the actual X and Y coordinates. So you'd have to have both negatives at first, but when you are subtracting a negative, it turns into a positive. So now you should have the equation y plus 24 equals 2/3, parentheses, x plus 12. Any questions on that? Do you want me to do another one?
Number 5.
I'm not, with 1 through 4. If I give you the point and I give you the slope, do you have any questions? Okay, so what happens though, like in number 5 here, what are you missing in number 5? The slope. So we have points. So like if I need to write it in point slope form, I have a point. You can pick whatever one you want. I'm going to pick 1, 2. That's my x1. That's my y1. I don't have my slope. But great news. You know how to find it. So to find slope between 2 points, I stack them. So I have 1, 2, and 5, 4. So I'm finding the slope. If they don't give you the slope, you have one extra little step that you have to do. So stack your points and find the slope. So I have to figure out, how do I get from 2 to 4? 2 plus 2. How do I get from 1 to 5?
4.
Plus 4. So when you write your slope, you do right over left. So I do 2 over 4, which, there you go, which reduces to 1/2 chance.
Oh, never mind.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm back to where I was with these problems up here. I have my point, and you totally can use 5, 4 if you want. Your answer won't be wrong. I just always end up using the first point they give me, especially if there's no negatives. So I take my point and I take my slope and I plug it into point slope form. It says y minus y1, 2, equals m parentheses x minus x1. And this time I don't have any double negatives, so I don't have to do anything else. I'm done. Any questions there? All right, I'm going to have you flip the page and try. Let's try number 6 on your own. Try her out. So first thing, I'm going to pick a point. I'm going to use, did everyone use the first point?
Yeah.
Anyone use 6, -1? Okay, just so you know, you totally could use this as your x1, y1 if you want. I just feel like I always end up using the first point because, I don't know, it's like the first thing there, so there's my 1s. Now I need to figure out my slope. So to figure out my slope, I stack my numbers, or my points, I'm sorry. All right, and I figure out, how do I go from 3 to -1? -4. How do you go from -2 to 6? Add 8. So then I do right over left. So I have -4 over 8, which reduces to, good. I got you. -1/2. So now I have my point. I have my slope. So I'm going to do y minus 3, y minus y1 equals m. And then x minus -2. I'm going to skip that step because if I have minus a negative, it changes into a positive. Any questions there? Do you need to see another one? Or are we good? Okay, last thing for today is number 8. So for number 8, it says for the given point slope form of an equation, so this is point slope form, write the slope intercept form. So this is point slope form. They ultimately want you to get it into y equals mx plus b form. So they basically want you to solve for y. So if we take a look at number 8, if we have y minus 4 equals 6 parentheses x minus 5, if I need to basically take that equation and manipulate it a little bit and get it into y equals, what do you think I would do first? take care of the parentheses, which means I'm going to do what? Distribute. Notice that my slope-intercept form does not have parentheses, so I need to distribute to get rid of them. So when you distribute, do you add, subtract, multiply, or divide? Multiply. So I have y minus 4 equals 6 times x is just 6x. 6 times negative 5 is negative 30. So the very first thing we did was distribute. And then if I need to get it into y equals form after I distributed, now what do I need to do? Add the 4, because I need to get it in y equals. So I add 4, and I get y equals 6x minus 26. I don't even, how do you describe that? Bring over whatever is with x. Or y, yes, thank you. Bring over whatever is with y. There's my little steps. Step 1, you're going to distribute. Step 2, whatever is with y, bring it on over using the opposite operation. Let's take a look at number 9 together, just real quick, because there's a fraction and everyone's going to freak out because there's a fraction. Number 9, first step, distribute. So when we distribute, we get y minus 4 equals, we keep this as negative 1/2 x. Now, if I take negative 1/2 times 8, negative 4, good. It's like, if you get confused, just type in negative 0.5 times 8, but it's negative 4. Good work out of you. Okay, so we distributed. Now we need to bring over whatever is with y. So with y, we have a negative 4. So to bring it over, we have to do the opposite operation by adding 4. So I get y equals, we have negative 1/2 x. Negative 4 plus 4 is 0. So you can leave it like that, or you can put a plus 0 on the end if you would like. Any questions? Try 10 on your own. I feel like fractions always freak people out because they're fractions. And I feel like we all have like this awful idea of fractions, but they're not that bad.
Fractions are probably easier than the regular one.
Really? Here. So, step 1, distribute. Hopefully you guys were careful with this one. You have y plus 3 equals negative 4 times x is negative 4x. Negative 4 times a negative 7 is a positive 28. Hopefully you didn't. You got careful with that one. Hold on, guys. Now you bring over whatever's with y. This is a plus 3, so then you subtract 3. And you get y equals negative 4x plus 25. Any questions? Okay. For your assignment, you are